Hi everybody, this is Viji'sVeggieVignettes again. Today I'm going to be doing an upma that is very popular in the South Indian cuisine. The Semia Uppuma or the Vermicelli Uppuma. All the details of the ingredients and the measurements are given in the description box below. Please check it out and then do the recipe. You can watch me do it and then go down to the description box and see the exact measurements because I don't really talk about that. I'm so involved in doing what I'm doing. இன்னைக்கு நான் பண்ண போகிறது சேமியா உப்புமா. சேமியா உப்புமாவில் வெஜிடபிள்ஸ் கலந்து பண்ண போகிறோம். இது எங்கள் வீட்டில் ரொம்ப காமன். கல்யாணத்துக்கெல்லாம் பண்ணுவா, ரொம்ப டேஸ்டியாக இருக்கும். ஆனால் நான் இங்கே குடமிளகா கேரட் கூட கலக்க போகிறேன். குடமிளகா வாசனை தூக்கும். ரொம்ப அது அவ்வளோ பிரமாதமாக இருக்கும் இந்த உப்புமா குடமிளகா கலந்தோன்னா. ஆனால் இந்த உப்புமா ரவா உப்புமாவோட டிஃப்ரெண்ட். ரவா உப்புமாவுக்கு தண்ணி நிறைய தனியாக வச்சு கொதிக்க வச்சு அதை வறுத்த ரவையில் கலக்கணும். ஆனால் இங்கே வறுத்த சேமியாவில் தண்ணியும் ஊற்றி தாளிச்சு கொட்டி இஞ்சி வதக்கி பச்சை மிளகா வதக்கி பெருங்காயம் போட்டு உப்பு போட்டு அப்புறம் தண்ணியை ஊற்றி வெங்காயத்தையும் போட்டு அதை கொஞ்சம் நல்லா வதக்கிட்டு மூடி வச்சுட்டு அதை கொஞ்சம் நேரம் சின்னதாக வச்சுட்டு திறந்து வேணுன்னா இன்னும் கொஞ்சம் தண்ணி ஊற்றணும். ஒரு டம்ளர் சேமியாவுக்கு ஒரு 3/4 டம்ளர் தண்ணி போகும். கொஞ்சம் கூட ஊற்றினாக்க அந்த பளபளப்பு இருக்காது, ரொம்ப மொத்தையாக சாஃப்டாகிடும். ஸோ அதை ஜாகிரதையாக பார்த்துக்கணும், தண்ணி எவ்வளோ ஊற்றணுன்ட்டு. வறுத்த சேமியா கூட கொஞ்சம் வறுக்கணும், கலர் மாறக்கூடாது, ஆனால் வறுக்கணும். டீட்டெயில்ஸ் எல்லாம் அந்த எப்படி பண்ணுறது ஏது பண்ணுறது என்ன அளவுங்கிறது டிஸ்கிரிப்ஷன் பாக்ஸில் தந்திருக்கேன். தயவு செஞ்சு அங்கே போய் பாருங்க. விதவிதமாக நம்ம பண்ணுவோம். நம்மளோட தமிழ் குயிசீனில் நம்ம சேமியா இட்லின்னு பண்ணுவோம், சேமியா ரவா இட்லின்னு பண்ணுவோம், சேமியா பாயசம்னு பண்ணுவோம். சேமியா உப்புமா தான் ரொம்ப ஃபேமஸ். All the details of the ingredients and the measurements are given in the description box below. Please check it out and then do the recipe. You can watch me do it and then go down to the description box and see the exact measurements because I don't really talk about that. I'm so involved in doing what I'm doing. For the soji upma or rava upma, we do it in a slightly different way. We boil all the spices in the saucepan and then add it to the roasted soji. For this, the water has to be added in this. This is very popular, very tasty also, especially when you roast it in ghee on a low flame and do it. It is extremely tasty. I use a little ghee, of course. This is homemade ghee. And we will roast the mustard seeds in this. Let me close this because I'd like to put it before the ghee completely melts because it might lose its flavor. So I've added it halfway through the mustard and I will allow it to start popping. I'm doing with 1 cup of vermicelli. For that, I need to add 3/4 cup of water. So this has started to pop. This is actually roasted vermicelli, but roasting it further helps it better. Some ginger and green chili. Let me add these two to it. And then of course the onions I will add to this. So I will add a little bit of hing powder to this and also salt. I can already get the flavor of the green chili and the ginger. It's very strong and very good, especially when it's roasted in ghee. This seems fine to me. At this stage, I'll add a little salt. We can always add it later. And a little hing powder. This is of course homemade hing, so the color is slightly darker than what we get in the powdered form. Let me first add 1/2 cup. And then we will see whether we need that 3/4 cup. Okay. We'll keep this closed. For me, I don't like to add the vegetables along with this because I know the color will fade a little bit. It won't remain a bright color. So I'd like to stir fry those two separately. That's the carrot and the green peppers, and then add to this ultimately because the green peppers has to have a crunchy texture, but it has to be cooked also. So we'll do that separately and then add to this. Okay, now let's open it and see. It is only half cooked, so I will add a little more water. So this should be enough. It has to be crumbly but soft and cooked. It cannot be, you know, stuck together and lumpy. I don't like that because that is overcooked and too soft. So you can't have that. The important point is when you keep it closed, it has to be on a low flame. You cannot keep it even on a medium flame because it cooks better when it's closed. I kept it for about 4 minutes, a little more than 4 minutes. So let's open and see. This is well done. So I'm going to remove this and keep another pan. To this, I add some oil. The ghee I've added already to roast the vermicelli. I'm going to add that. Let me just add a little turmeric just to give that extra color to this. I'll add very little salt to this. Just enough so it's not bland when you add it to the vermicelli upma. You cannot stir fry beans like this. You have to cook that. For me, color is very important for any dish. It has to look attractive to the eye and also, of course, taste extremely good. I just need to add a little more salt because it's too bland for me. Now, if you add just the right amount of salt or a little less of the right amount of salt, you can squeeze in lime juice for it. It'll taste good. This seems okay for me. Most dishes like this, I love the flavor of the hing that comes out also because that gives to the added flavor of the entire dish. At this stage, I will add in crushed and washed curry leaves, frying it to this. I make sure the color doesn't go. I make sure it doesn't disintegrate completely. So this is ready. We will keep this here and then add the vegetables to this. Again, for an upma like this, just curry leaves would make a perfect combination for this. Not coriander leaves that we call cilantro, because ultimately the flavor of the coriander leaves does not stand out, but the flavor of the curry leaves absolutely stand out. And we've added all the vegetables needed to make it extremely tasty. You get the roasted ones like this and you get the unroasted ones also. You can use both, but I suggest even if it's the roasted one, you need to fry it a little bit. So try this at home. They do it especially in marriages and in a Tambram home. We do it pretty often for a supper because our tiffins generally are not breakfast, but they are something that we do it at 7 o'clock for dinner. In fact, in some traditional homes, they finish their supper by 5 o'clock and then they're ready to have their glass of milk and go to bed. And for me, color is very important because I feel it gives a better feeling to the taste. I mean, that's the way I look at it. You know, I've been doing it like this for so many years and I like to retain that. And that is what I teach everybody. How do you retain the color and how do you make it taste very good? இதை கட்டாயம் ட்ரை பண்ணுங்க. ரொம்ப ரொம்ப டேஸ்டியாக இருக்கும். ரொம்ப ஈஸி பண்ணுறதுக்கு சப்ஸ்கிரைப் பண்ணுங்க சேனலுக்கு. பிகாஸ் அப்போ தான் இந்த சேனலை முன்னுக்கு எடுத்துன்னு போக முடியும். இன்னும் கொஞ்சம் நிறைய ரெசிபீஸ் நீங்கள் பார்க்கலாம். எங்கள் ஆத்தில் பண்ணுறது நாங்கள் ரொம்ப விதவிதமாக பண்ணுவோம் சேமியா வச்சுட்டு. ஓகே, ஸோ அப்போது நீங்கள் பார்க்கலாம். Until we meet again the next time with a completely new recipe, this is Viji'sVeggieVignettes signing off. Bye.